This is the new 56mm f1.8 autofocus lens from TT Artisan. It's their second autofocus lens for APS-C mirrorless cameras. The first one was the 35, which met some criticism despite being good optics. And TT Artisan promised that they listened to the customer feedback that they got and that this one, the 56, is gonna be better. So my name is Thomas and I'm very eager to find out more. Let's have a go. This lens was provided to me by TT Artisan. This is a pre-production sample or a very early production sample. So keep in mind, I can't talk to you about the quality in serial production if there is any sample-to-sample variation or anything. This lens, you will see, it performs really well. And I have got good expectations from TT Artisan that the serial lenses will all be similar to this one. So that's a good thing. In your hand, this lens looks and feels very well, and also it looks and feels exactly like the 35mm f1.8. So you've got exactly the same sort of barrel design. Outside is made from metal. I think inside there will be a lot of plastic, as to be expected from an autofocus lens. Comes with this broad, super smooth focusing ring, focused by wire, of course. No aperture ring, I come to that in a second. But it comes with this beautiful bayonet style short lens hood again. This one is the same as with the 35 f1.8, and I love that it's so compact and short, and it really protects the front lens, so you can just leave it on all the time. And of course, this is an autofocus lens, so it comes with all the necessary electrical contacts. And note that the lens cap that TT Artisan provides also has electric contacts and a USB-C port, so that is for future firmware updates. So that's good that they thought about that. So the only letdown, in my opinion, is it doesn't come with an aperture ring, just like the 35. So you have to use your camera command dials for selecting the aperture. On most cameras, not a big deal. The Fuji X-E4 is really not good for that sort of lens. I would have preferred that it came with an aperture ring. Apart from that, I don't have any complaints whatsoever. It's a really well-made lens. So the 2 points of criticism of the earlier 35 f1.8 lens were: number one, abysmal minimum focus distance. With that thing you can't take any detail shots whatsoever. And this one, yes, is a major improvement. This lens focuses down to 0.5 meters, and it's a 56mm lens, so it's a short telephoto lens, so that means you crop in anyway a little bit to your subject. So I've got this beautiful winter green for you. I'm sorry it's not summer, we don't have real flowers right at the moment, but I'm gonna take a close-up shot now. $50cm, you see, I got a pretty big picture of these flowers and also a lot of background blur. So again, 0.5 meters, very well done TT Artisan. Criticism number 2 on the 35mm lens was Straylight performance. TT Artisan seems to have improved things with this 56mm. I don't see any real issues here, even in demanding situations. Two great characteristics of these 50-56mm lenses in general are they're very good for portraits due to the focal length. Faces look very natural and you get a lot of background blur, which is nice. And number two, they tend to be pretty sharp. This is a focal length where it's sort of easy to make a sharp lens. Yes, this lens is plenty sharp. The broad central area is already super crisp and detailed at f1.8, no matter at which distance, so that's good. Also, vignetting is well controlled. It's visible at f1.8, but basically completely gone already at f2.8. But I do have to say, I have seen lenses that are even sharper towards the borders and corners of your frame, also from TT Artisan themselves. If you're shooting landscapes, you can still see a slight fall off at the borders and corners at f5.6 or even f8. Don't get me wrong, this is much better than any typical kit zoom lens, it's just not 100% perfect. And the bokeh? Well, see it for yourself in all the shots that I provide. Looks good to me as well. About the other optical qualities, so as you can see, distortion is super low. Sometimes I have to correct like +1, +2 in Lightroom, and often I don't correct at all. So it's a very, very low distortion, which is good. And the chromatic aberrations, yeah, you can see a trace of it, pretty well controlled. I've seen much worse lenses like that. I'm not saying this lens is perfect, but it does very, very well, especially regarding the price point. And there's nothing else to worry about. Also, the Straylight performance is good. It's again not the best on the planet, but it's really good. There are no complaints there. So I find this a very, very good lens to shoot. Aperture stars are okay for an autofocus lens. I've seen much worse even from many Fuji lenses. Still, the typical TT Artisan manual focus lenses are really nicer here, and I don't really know why. Time for the verdict. At first glance, there's really a lot to like in this lens. It's affordable, it's super sharp, it doesn't have any distortion. The autofocus is pretty fast and snappy and very silent. All these are very, very nice characteristics. And then this thing is only $105, maybe around 180 euros or something. So half a year ago, we didn't have lenses like that. This is a short telephoto prime. That means you can take it for portrait shots. It's got a great f1.8 aperture. Everything very nice. The fun fact is that right now we've got 3 lenses overall. So there are 2 more contenders, and all those just appeared in the beginning of 2024. So we've also got the Viltrox 56 f1.7 and we've got the Meike 55 f1.4. Both these also with autofocus, and in case of the Meike you also get a nice aperturing, which I'm missing in this lens. Apart from that, this lens has the advantage that the close focus is only 50 centimeters and the other 2 are a little bit longer, not that much, but still. And yeah, it just works super well, so I can really recommend this one. But if you're in the market for such a lens with autofocus, then also have a look at the other 2. And that's it for today. If you've got any questions or comments, then write something in the comment section below. I love to read all your comments and I will happily answer every single one of them. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's a great support for my channel. Many thanks. If you're interested into manual focus lenses, then watch this video next where I show you some interesting TT Artisan and 7 Artisan options, f1.2, f0.95, that are the same price of this lens, but manual focus, but much faster, maybe more exciting. Live long and prosper, have a great time, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.